Hey, I'm Emily Golden, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about the dangers of rape culture and also why we're living in one. As you can see here, what a rape culture is: an environment in which prevalent attitudes normalize, excuse, tolerate, and even condone rape. And that's just a statistic there. 1 in 4 women will suffer sexual abuse during her lifetime. And earlier, Professor Abraham said we have 13 women, so probably over 3, less than 1 woman, but that's what the statistics say, have suffered sexual abuse during our lifetime, and it's really prevalent even if you don't realize. Signs of prevalent rape culture include victim blaming, sexual objectification, and trivializing rape. Can y'all see that? Okay. Yeah. Here's a survey taken from 11 to 14-year-old boys. 51% believe that rape is okay if the man had spent a lot of money on a woman. 65% believe rape is okay if the man and woman had been dating for over 6 months. And 87% believe rape is okay if the man and women are married. And that's how we're being taught right now. That's the young generation. And college males, 35% admit that they would rape a girl if they could get away with it. 1 in 12 admitted to committing acts defined as rape, but 84% claimed that it did not count as rape. And 43% admitted to using coercive behavior to have sex, such as ignoring a woman's protests and using physical aggression. So this is where we are right now. This is our age group. And sometimes, it's overlooked because, we're not involved in such a case, but this is how it is in America right now. One of the problems is that we're taught how not to be raped instead of how to rape. Rape victims are interrogated instead of held, and it's considered okay if the victim was wearing certain clothes, if they had had alcohol, or if her body does not show enough physical evidence of a struggle. And I think that's completely ridiculous, and that's part of the problem, and that's why people are getting away with it today, and why it's so prevalent. And there's something that really shocked me. Because of the system, 97% of rapists will never spend a day in jail. Part of that is because women are afraid to come out and tell the truth about what's happened to them because of the way society is treating them. Part of that is because even when they do go to court, cases are dropped, and if she had had alcohol, dropped charges, everything, and it's terrible. This is Daisy Coleman. Has anyone ever heard of her? Well, she's 14 years old, and has anyone heard of the Steubenville case? And that's part of the problem too, is that these things don't really go public. 14 years old, she had a friend over one night, and they were having a movie night. And her brother's best friend, he was 18, his name was Matt. I was trying to tell the story. Basically, they went, and these girls hadn't had alcohol. They didn't know how it would affect them, so these boys just gave a bunch of alcohol, and they passed out. She passed out. She woke up in the morning. Well, her mom found her outside in the snow in her front yard. Almost, she could have easily died from that. And then they found out that she had been raped. After that, her mom got fired. Her brother was bullied in school. One of her old best friends had a shirt made that said, Matt 1, Daisy 0, which Matt was the rapist. And basically, the society around them, they made her the villain because she had had alcohol, because they thought that she deserved it, that they were asking for it. Eventually, it got so bad that they had to leave the state. They had their house up for sale back where they were, and it was burned to the ground. And that's just an example of how things are today. So basically, don't rape people and don't play rape victims.